right, Wacker, we got a few phone calls to the Sick and Wrong hotline, but today I opted to do some thought experiments. Got this backlog of thought experiments that people send us. And people, feel free to call in with thought experiments, my 2 cents, is that gay questions. We'll get to them eventually. But, we don't do them every week. It gets stale if we did.
Or maybe we won't.
Yeah, well, it depends on how retarded the question is. We do get some we still, even after explaining the criteria for a thought experiment question, we still get some of the most retarded questions you'd ever hear, and those will never be played on the show. But here's a couple that we got.
Maybe they will.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Don't box us in either direction.
Well, I'm just saying, people, feel free to call in your thought experiment, and we'll decide whether or not we're going to play it. We did get a couple good ones here. A few good ones, actually. It was difficult to narrow it down, but before we get to that, let's get some theme music going on here. You can't really start the bit without the theme music.
Well, I also have to put on the lab coat.
Oh shit! Oh yeah. All right. While you put on the lab coat on. Are you getting safety glasses, or are you just wearing your regulars?
My regulars are plastic. They're chemical resistant, thought resistant.
All right. Well then, I guess I'll keep my emo glasses on then.
Side shields.
Yeah.
I have side shields on my normal everyday glasses.
All right, well, let's go. You can get the coat on. We'll put the theme music on.
Second row, thought experiment.
At first, when I heard this, I thought this call might be fabricated.
Yes.
But let's play the first thought experiment.
All right.
Hey, this is Fred in Denver, and I had a thought experiment. I actually went out with a girl who was missing her left arm from the elbow down, and she'd be laying in bed, and
I like how he ruminates each thought. Like before he says it, he's really thinking about it. It's either this was a painful memory for him.
I was gonna say it sounds like he has PTSD.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. I wonder what happened with that. So she basically had a stump.
Well, I already have a million questions.
Yeah, I wonder if he gets stumped.
Did she have the arm? Was it severed in an accident, or is it a deformity? Where does she have like the semblance of a hand on the end of a very short stump?
Are you saying like one of those little Tyrannosaurus Rex hands?
Yeah, or like a lobster boy type of thing going on.
Yeah, well, let's see.
She would, sit up to change the channel on the TV or whatever, and her arm was like a kickstand, and she would hold herself up with it.
I'd do the same.
But it wasn't really that weird or anything when we were having sex, because it didn't really come into. I didn't really notice it in the dark. But here's the thought experiment: if you which is better to have sex with, a girl who has no arms, like let's say at the shoulder, both her arms are missing at the shoulder, or would you want to have sex with a girl who was missing both her legs at the hip? Anyway, that's kind of incoherent, but I'm kind of drunk, so.
Okay, that explains
Keep it sick later.
You know what's funny is he's so drunk that he thought that was incoherent. It's perfectly coherent.
Well, what's funny about that is it's more coherent than most of the calls we receive to the Sick and Wrong hotline.
And this is a would you rather question, which we said we weren't doing anymore, but at least it's kind of interesting.
It's interesting. That's what I was saying. It's a borderline.
Yeah.
Would you rather? I guess it is a would you rather, but it's borderline where we do it just because it's somewhat interesting. Like it passed the gatekeeper just because the amputee aspect of it. So the question is, what do you think? No arms from the shoulder, or no legs from the hip here?
If you would have said knee, if you would have said no legs from the knee, I would have gone with that. But if you're saying no legs from the hip, I'm going with the girl with no arms.
Yeah, but okay, think about this though. She can do so much more with her arms than she can with her legs. I'm just talking sexually.
Right, but I just find it weird to be sticking my dick into something where there's not like legs coming out of it. It skews me out. The no arms thing is weird, and like you're gonna have your arms around her, and there's gonna be no like reciprocal embrace.
Yeah, but she can
just the fucking the vagina that's just like in a little nub of a torso. I can't do that.
Think about this. Okay, think about it this way. And this is kind of my thought process. First of all, I don't get skeeved out by this type of thing because I have a very open mind. I'm very accepting of people and their deformities.
Dude, I know you're single, but you don't need to fish for like every
But think about this
out there.
The legs sometimes hinder certain positions you can get to. Like sometimes you have to push the legs up over your shoulders to get deeper penetration. Sometimes you have to just, go sideways and push one of the legs up, under yours. You don't have to deal with any of this now. You can hit it from the side, hit it from below, hit it from the top, You could push her around, she could spin, and not to mention, because she has no legs, means she has like the upper body of a swimmer, a powerful swimmer.
Of an ape.
Well, she could probably balance herself on like some kind of swing, and you just spin her around.
True, but here's how I think about. I understand what you're saying, but here's how I think about what you're saying. You know, when you go bowling, the gutters are just a pain in the ass because if you throw the ball too far to the side, it goes in the gutter and it doesn't hit the pins. That's how I feel about the legs. Yeah, you got to deal with them. You got to pull one up this way, pull one up that way. But that's part of the thing. That's part of the glory of getting laid is like, you get leverage on those legs sometimes. Like you want to bowl. When you say that you want to have sex with a girl with no legs, you're telling me that you want to go bowling and have those inflatable things put in the gutter so your ball won't go in the gutter. You don't want to deal with the natural obstructions and disadvantages that are built into the game.
The problem is, though, I find legs very attractive.
Me too.
More so than arms.
So I like grabbing the legs and pushing them every which way akimbo.
I'm just thinking in the long run, I'm just going to be like, well, I'd rather have her arms because she could do more things to my balls. She could do more things to my genitalia. And
that's
she can
what the mouth
afterwards,
and tongue is for.
Well, and afterwards she can, I don't know, move like an ape into the kitchen, kind of what do they do? Saunter, sort of seesaw Apes? Into the kitchen and go in there and make me a pizza.
True.
Because she has arms.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your lady going to do?
Cooking without arms. But think about it this way. Here's another reason for my side of the story. If she has no arms at the shoulder, she can probably get some pretty realistic looking, at least prosthetics that sort of hang off of her, like a harness that goes over her back. But getting some realistic legs attached to the pelvis, the raw pelvis, that's not going to work.
Do you need to have these prostheses to love her?
Pretty much. She's got to look normal.
You were so vain.
At least when we go out.
What I would think would be great if she didn't have any legs is you could give her like, how like you give her like a little ostrich suit that she could sit into? You could switch the legs out.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
Have you ever seen those costumes that they have where it's like an ostrich body? I guess you put your legs in the ostrich legs, but it's an ostrich body.
You
know what I'm talking about?
But I love that you think this is under common parlance, that you can just say ostrich suit and everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, one of those Halloween costumes where it like looks like you're sitting on top of an ostrich.
People have seen that. It was in The Office.
It was in The Office, sure, but that's like the only time it's ever been referenced in popular culture. Yet you think
you don't have
it's a common thing that everybody's constantly thinking about, which you probably are, aren't you?
I make every one night stand. I make every one night stand get in the ostrich suit. It's just something I do. I don't think it's that uncommon.
You know what you should do to change it up for every one night stand from here on out? You go into the bathroom pretending to like get a condom and come out wearing the ostrich suit.
Just walk through the furry talons with my cock hanging out.
And then you peck her with the head. Hello, we're going to have sex. And then start your stopwatch and see how long it takes her to run out the door.
I guess it'd be easier than forcing her to get into it. It's hard. It's difficult to coax her into the ostrich outfit. But what I'm saying is you could switch out different legs.
Do you have to dose her up with any added ones to get her into the... Okay.
Anyway, I'm going for no legs. You're going for no arms. I don't know.
Yeah.
It reminds me that...
I want to do another thought experiment next time.
What was that movie?
Where we ask girls whether it would be more creepy if the dude forced them to wear the ostrich suit during the one night stand, or if they or if the dude comes out of the bathroom wearing it. Which is creepier?
Yeah, I would like to know that. You know, it does remind me of. Remember the movie Santa Sangre? You ever see that?
Yeah.
Remember the hot chick? She had no arms, and she made her son be her arms.
There's a lot of movies with hot amputee chicks. Romeo is Bleeding, is that what that movie was called? But she only had one arm missing.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Boxing Helena.
Yeah, that was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's they're sexualized here.
Yeah, I think they are.